By day, Farringdon Station hums with the flow of daily life. City workers, students, and tourists pass through its tiled corridors unaware of the dark history just beneath their feet. But when the last train has gone and the lights dim in the older sections of the line, a very different presence emerges. A child's voice, desperate and thin, is said to echo through the tunnels, a scream that does not fade with time. The voice belongs to Anne Naylor, a young orphan who never had a chance at peace in life. In 1758, Anne was apprenticed to a cruel and abusive dressmaker, Sarah Meteyard, and her equally vicious daughter. Apprenticeships for the poor in 18th century London were often thinly veiled systems of enslavement, and endured months of starvation, beatings, and neglect. She was eventually tied up and left to die in a back room of their Holborn home. Her death, however, did not end the cruelty. To cover up the crime, the Meteyards dismembered Anne's body and dumped her remains near Chick Lane. Then a notorious stretch of slums, brothels, and alleyways, filthy and lawless. Over time, the area was cleared, rebuilt, and modernized. But even after centuries passed, stories persisted of a girl screaming in the night, her cries emanating from the very ground on which Farringdon Station was later constructed. In 1762, both Meteyards were caught, tried at the Old Bailey, and publicly hanged at Tyburn, a rare moment of justice in an age when the poor were often silenced. Yet for Anne, true peace seems elusive. In modern times, London Underground staff have shared chilling stories. One night engineer, working alone on track maintenance deep in a tunnel shaft, reportedly heard a sharp, shrill scream that caused him to drop his torch. When he turned, no one was there, but the sound repeated, this time closer. Maintenance records note at least a dozen separate incidents of hearing disembodied cries or being overwhelmed by a sudden, inexplicable sense of dread near the same tunnel segment. Even commuters have sensed something. During a quiet Sunday service, a woman waiting for her train claimed to see a small figure in outdated clothes at the far end of the platform. The girl looked lost, and when the woman moved closer, she vanished into the tunnel wall. The CCTV footage showed no one there. Psychic investigators brought into the station during a quiet renovation phase claimed that the area was a psychic hotspot, saturated with trauma so intense that it had left a spiritual scar on the land. One medium reportedly broke into tears, saying she could feel Anne's presence. She doesn't know she's dead. She's still waiting for someone to save her. Despite Farringdon's renovations and the onward march of time, Anne Naylor's cry for help has never fully faded. Whether it's a residual haunting, an emotional loop endlessly replaying, or something more intelligent, more conscious, no one can say. But those who've heard her scream never forget it. Some describe it not just as sound, but as something that cuts into your bones, a soul-deep echo of suffering that the world tried to forget. Love-chilling tales from beneath London's streets. If this ghost story sent a shiver down your spine, don't forget to like this video if you believe the underground holds more than just commuters. Subscribe for more haunted history, eerie legends, and true ghost encounters across Britain. Comment below if you've ever had a strange experience on the London Underground. Tell us your own paranormal encounters. We might feature them in the next episode.